Like next week, I got so excited.
Yeah.
So excited.
I just can't hide it.
Can you not play your favorite song in the background?
You cannot because of copyright issues.
And
right?
I wanted you to make that note about so people would understand that in case they're wondering, because someone asked me, hey, why are you playing that music? So I thought, let me ask it like a
in
question.
fact, you even if you quote too much of the lyric can get you a copyright infringement. So you have to be really careful.
Copyright slap.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right. We are live.
Hello, Dr. Energy.
Hello, Rara.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Let's announce ourselves so everybody knows who we are in case they're here for the first time. Oh, do you want me to announce you again? Did you like that last week?
That was kind of fun, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So let me announce you. So those of you who are just tuning in, thank you so much for joining. You're here on our Facebook channel at this moment, and soon you'll turn around and we'll be everywhere. So right now we'd like to introduce ourselves. I will introduce my business partner. We were just talking, if you were listening to us, or maybe you couldn't hear us, we were talking about our future doll venture. So this is my partner, the future doll of your dreams. Dr. Energy, who is wide open to being dressed up and dressed down. Now, we are very open.
It's like I said, I've got no personal attachment to how somebody dresses a doll. Even if it's a doll of me,
that's
whatever.
Right. And you are quite the doll of a partner. So I want to tell you what it's like to be partner of Dr. Energies, who's wide open to so many things. He is running the behind the scenes, all the technology of what you're seeing. Let me not take any credit for that, except that I do this and this and yay and wow. And that is great. This is an ingenious position that he has and what he's taken on, because I have a lot of, could we have this? And the next thing you know, it's like, we have it. So this is a great partner to have.
It's all about lifelong learning. It's continuing researching things and learning things. Even if you're just one step ahead of your audience, you're still that one step that you can teach. So that's the way, I've kind of approached it, is try to keep going. And I recognize for some people in the audience, I'm going to be, a lot of steps ahead. And for some people, it's going to be smaller. And that's just where everybody's at. I follow some different channels and I'm learning from them. And then I take what I learn and immediately start using it, because if you don't start using it, it's just information. It's not wisdom or knowledge. So, and we're going to talk more about some of that today too, as well.
Well, thank you for that. And I just want to say this is Dr. Joseph Piazza, as we call Dr. Energy. And he is in Ottawa, Ontario, our nation's capital, as he likes to say it. And I wanted to give you the perspective of not only introducing him, but what it's like to be on this side of what we're doing together. Because you can only imagine, we have a lot of fun. You can only imagine the work and the things that go in. When he's asking you for questions and answers, he's doing it all. I'm not saying I don't have my part in it, but I just want you to know that you can give accolades to him. And if there's any way of clapping hands or showing any kind of signs of love, please give the love to Dr. Energy.
You can use the emoji in the hands, right? The hands up. Everybody think this is like praying. This is actually like applause. And the same thing with the hands like this. People think it's a praying emoji, but it's actually supposed to be a hand clapping one. But.
Okay, show you the love.
So in Toastmasters, we do it like this. We do jazz hands because everybody's on in a meeting. Everybody's on. So instead of having to unmute yourself and it gets kind of hectic and out of sync, everybody just kind of gives jazz hands. It's kind of funny, actually. So I would like to introduce my business partner. I'll point on this side, Rara, Catherine Sarro-Myers. Now, Catherine has been my business partner for going on 7 years now, or something like that. 7 or 8 years. I can't remember exactly. And because it just seems like we've been doing it it seems longer because we've been because it's a bad thing. It just seems longer because we've been doing it for so long and we mesh so well. In fact, one of our podcast guests this week asked us if we were husband and wife, and we're like, no, that would be news to David. Although Rara has been married. How many times have you gotten married? I lose track. 5 times. Catherine has gotten married 5 times. More than one of those to David. So
3.
just to be 3 times to David. So just to be clear. Rara, the name Rara comes from her grandson. And one of these days we will get into that. Maybe we need to do a live stream about storytelling and talk about that a little bit. And in fact, even in today's stream, when we talk about kickstarting your year and really upping your game, your career story and storytelling is going to be a part of that. So this is one of the things that I've had to up my game with Rara, because she's an excellent storyteller. So I've had to really polish my skills in that area. And, Catherine was mentioning about, oh, can we do this? Can we do that? And I go out and do it. So although we're not married, sometimes it does feel that way, because it's like your partner says, hey, can we do this? And you're like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll go and figure out how to do it. And then we do it, right? It's like, and for both of us, it really fits, because one of our favorite quotes is by Richard Branson, which is, if somebody asks you if you can do something, say yes, and then figure out the how later. So without further ado, Rara.
Thank you. That was so funny, because when you're talking and I'm listening, I'm thinking, right, that's what it is. That's why I like introducing each other. Thank you so much. We are having a good time, because we want you to have a good time with us. And that's one of our core values here. It's authenticity and integrity. We just want to have fun. Like that's a big deal to us. Otherwise, why would you be here? So we understand that you're watching from your phone or your tablet or your desktop, or you have multiple monitors on, and we want to give you some value. So that way you do tune back in with us, because we could do a song and a dance and tell jokes, but we want to keep the subjects at this moment to topics that are related to presenting. And I would say today,
song and dance could be part of presenting, and you never know. Like right now we're both sitting. It would be kind of like chair dancing. But I know that one of the goals that we both have is we would both like to get a sit-stand desk.
Oh,
yes. The motorized legs that we can go up and down. So, maybe when we get a sit-stand desk and we're maybe doing a live stream standing, maybe you'll see some
maybe we
singing
can do
and
that.
Dancing. I don't know.
Well, it's funny that you said that, because I'm planning, I think you are too. I want to get the stand for my mic.
Yes.
I'll put my camera on a tripod. I will not need to look at my monitor.
Right.
I could throw one up on the wall, and I intend to stand without my desk, because that is really the best way for me to present and speak. And I prefer the way that.
Well, sometimes with the live stream. But sometimes with a live stream, we need to be looking at our monitors, and you'll see me glance away sometimes from the camera, because I'm looking in the chat to see what's being said in the chat, to be able to answer questions and see who's here, so we can welcome you and all of that kind of thing. And so you still need to have a monitor available that you can glance at.
Well, I'm thinking of putting one up on the wall, like not how people have it on their desk, like have 3. I want to have a monitor over there, a monitor over here.
Kind of like the one I have up here behind me.
Yeah, exactly.
If I show my I'll show my whole screen. See, it's a big whole TV. Exactly. It's not hooked up to the computer at this point, because my computer is not powerful enough to drive it, as well as the 2 monitors I have on my desk, and do the stream. Right. And again, that's another goal down the road, to up the game in the streaming and video recording. So,
well, I'm thinking I'll put a monitor over there. I can go to Costco and
you can get one for a couple $100
and put one up there, and then I could actually have that depth of field while I'm right here and stand up and go. I have and I don't have to show it, but I will show you. So I have a wireless keyboard. So you can go anywhere with your keyboard, right? Yeah. If you're wireless, so you can go sit wherever you want, and then you can look at whatever you want and stand up and sit down. So I'm going for the versatility.
But you have to be careful with wireless. Make sure you're charged.
Oh, wait a minute! I know you know what you just said. You're right. I better make sure I have batteries for that.
Because I know you use a wireless headset. Right. And you can, if you want to find out what the gear that we use, you can go over to our website, B.U.Network /resources. I don't have a banner for it. Bad host. And
honey, could we have a banner for that?
Yeah. I had one, and I updated one, and it's not there. But I do have this one for our latest podcast episode.
Okay, that's cool.
This morning, so you can go and check out Kathy Barthel, and who says, if you're not repelling somebody, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, Kathy's got a lot of cool things that she says.
That's a fun one. So yes. What I was saying was about wireless. You're with your wireless headset. We've run into that a couple of times where you've had to take them out and use a different headset or use your speakers because your headset the charge was gone because you use it so much. Whereas I use a wired headset, you just can't see the wire because it's here behind, running down my back, and also it's clear, so it's even hard to see it when it's in my ear because of the color of it. But
and yours is really hard to detect. My headset, I think these Jabbers, which are really cool, have 5 hours. Well, I'm on them for 16. So what good is that?
And you've got a little bit more hair than I do to cover that as well. So you can't. So I need something that's not quite as obvious, right? You can see it if I turn my head, but
I was looking at these. They come in really cool colors, and I was looking at I don't think I would cut it right, and it comes in white, and there's some cool. Yeah, there was a cool one. I was thinking, what would that look like if I'm putting on a white headset? Because I don't want to just get the regular thing. Like, I'm not getting the regular thing, right?
So there's a really cool. There's a guy I follow online called the Impartial Geek. He's been live streaming for 10 years. And he's big into white as well. In fact, he's got his glasses are completely white framed. They're really kind of cool. I kind of like these. They're black and nice. White. And in fact, you can even see because where I got them from. Can you see what it says there?
Oh, look at you! It says Dr. Joe.
There you go.
Wow. If ever somebody wants them, they can't have them.
When you order them online, some of the places you can do that, get them done. So anyways, he uses a headset. It's white, and they're called V-Moda. V as in Victor Moda, MODA, and they're both they can be used wirelessly or plugged in. So they're really cool. It's got the nice white leather.
Yeah, that's what I was looking
on the
at.
headband and white.
I was looking at that yesterday with the little gold. The little gold. How much are those? Do you know?
I don't know how much of the V-Moda ones are, but they're they're good sound quality. I've looked at them in the past. A lot because I've followed some audiophiles to see what kind of gear they like, and that's and V-Moda was one of the brands that they recommended. So
who do you look up when you want to look at a review? I was looking at Tom's review.
There's a bunch. One of the I try to look for industry leading sources. So for when it's audiophile stuff, I'll try and look up there's actually I think a magazine called Audiophile, but there's you'll know when you hit the right ones, like that are the leaders in the industry. Everybody, you're like, oh, I've heard of that before or whatever.
Right. I think Tom's is the one that I've been using lately.
Tom's is pretty good. One of the other things you can do when you're buying stuff if you're buying stuff on the Amazon, or Walmart or wherever you're buying it from, free plugs for those guys. If you're buying something you're not sure of it, look to see how many people have reviewed it and how many stars does it have. If it's got 5,000 stars and it's got a rating of 4.5 or 4 or better, it's probably a fairly reliable product. If it's got 5,000 reviews and it's only got 3.5 stars, you may want to question it a little bit more. Or if it doesn't have a lot of reviews, or a similar model doesn't have a lot of reviews, you might want to question it a little bit more. So that's one of the things you can do as well.
Well, I like the idea of, because we're getting new things, right? So my whole desktop
off the new year, right? So
yeah, my whole desktop is white, and I thought, well, let me get a white headset and let me go white, right? Let me just be a little different. And of course, the mic, the Blue Yeti I have is blue, but I was thinking, wouldn't that be nice if I could go find well, I would get a different mic because I have this one, right? So I would go get a different one just to have a different one. And would it be nice to have a white mic so I can do that setup? If I want to use the blue, I use the blue, and then I switch to the white. I
have a microphone for you that's in white.
Oh, send it to me.
It's a little bit more involved because it's not a USB microphone. It involves
What is it?
It's an XLR microphone, so it's more of a traditional style plug. So to use that with the computer, you then need a box to plug it into that then has USB out to the computer. So it's a little bit more involved, and it's about a $300 microphone or something like that. So we can talk about it later.
Plus the box.
Plus the box, plus the amplification. It's a little bit more
yes,
involved.
But that's useful.
But it's broadcast quality microphones. But having said that, we're using USB microphones, and I think our sound quality is actually quite good. So
it is. Sound quality is good, but when we're going to do something new, we can up it. And I like the idea of the box because I can plug other things into it.
Some of them you can, some of them you cannot. It depends on the box you buy. So depending on the box
that has
several
multiple
inputs. Yeah.
Right. Well, the other day, just to tell you, sometimes we do these things, right? Like you're setting things up. So I went and plugged my mic into my electrical source, and my sound was coming from my headset.
Right.
Because you have to plug the mic into the computer.
It's a USB mic. That's how it gets its power, and that's how it gets its sound there, right?
Just in case you're thinking, well, where do I plug this? Oh, there's a plug. Let me do that. No, it goes into the computer. And I knew that, but I was freeing up stuff and clearing up my desk, and I was being really efficient and thought, look at this. So sometimes you make the silliest mistakes, but I do like when you level up level up to the next grade of something. So that way it doesn't mean like the thing you bought before wasn't good. You can use it. You can have, have a buffet of microphones, like whatever you're going to do. You'll be going, maybe you'll be traveling and you'll take that one on the road, or you'll set it up in another room or something.
I was for a while last summer and spring. I was following a guy, on YouTube his channel's called Booth Junkie, and he's a voiceover art actor and reader. And so he's like testing microphones constantly, and some of the companies send them to him, some of them he buys. And I don't know how many different microphones he's tested. And he's got that deep radio voice, and they're full of bass. And it's just like, it's like a really good voice. And then he's got a sound booth set up in his basement and all that kind of stuff. So there's all kinds of things you could do, and we can do a live stream on that. We're part of what prompted us to do this stream today about kicking off your new year is a week today is Chinese New Year's Eve. So February 12th starts the Chinese New Year, the new lunar year. It's usually, I think, starts the second new moon after the winter solstice, I think is the way it does. So it falls on a different date every year between about near January 20th through March, the beginning of March, depending on where the new moon falls. So we wanted to kick off the new year, and there's a big game coming up this weekend as well that we don't have the contractual rights to name, but it involves a very large container, a bowl, you could say.
That you put chips in.
That you can put chips in, and
the chip bowl game.
Yeah. So there's a big game coming up this Sunday, and so we wanted to acknowledge the kickoff.
Is it a mini or is it a super? What kind of bowl?
It's a really big bowl. Yeah, and
awesome.
A lot of people like to get involved with wagering about the kickoff and who's going to receive it, who's going to, how many, is it going to kick out of the end zone, blah, blah. It's going to be a heads or tails. So there's all kinds of stuff around it. And we just want to have fun with that. So,
yeah. So that's why we did what we did with our image today. And we wanted to give you 21 points.
Right. So why don't you start us off, Catherine?
Yeah, let me kick it off. So I want to talk about sharing our wisdom. You should share your wisdom with people, especially if they think that you're smart. If you're listening, if you're hanging out with us, you want to hear what we have to say. One of the things I believe we should do is I think we should ask people if they would like to know what we're saying. Would you like me to share this with you? And if someone gives you a glimmer or they give you a nod or they agree, then please do. One of the things I want to talk about is, don't knock your mic over. One of the things I want to talk about is when you are sharing your wisdom, please make sure that someone is interested in that. So it doesn't come across as maybe egotistical. That's all I got to say on that.
Good. I like that. Second point I want to talk about was, oops, I should swap cameras over. Ta-da! Live stream. The joys of trying to run the back end of a live stream, right? We were just talking about that. So the second point we want to talk about, we actually mentioned in the opening, was about stories. And when you can get your story straight, your career story, when you craft that story properly, you can really connect with your audience and differentiate yourself from other people who are doing something similar to you. Now, I don't look at them as competitors. I look at them as co-creators. Everybody has something to share. Even if somebody is working in the same niche as you, or niche, however you want to say that, they're not you and you're not them. When you can deliver the information, your wisdom as yourself and with your unique perspective, people are going to gravitate to that. The people who are your tribe will connect with you.
Awesome. Great point. I want to talk about cleaning up your environment. So you can clean up physically, you can clean up emotionally, but clean up what doesn't serve you. If you're in a workplace, most of the time right now we're all at home, but there are colleagues and there are associates, there are habits that we have. You cannot make a positive change if you don't make a change. Look around you, see if you're being productive. If you think you could be more productive, take a different lens, take a different look at that. Say, what can I do? So think about your colleagues, think about the people you spend time with, where you hang out. Think about the current habits that you have, and are they serving you to your highest good and others around you? Because if you want to make a positive change, you will need to make that change. And I will start with your environment and look around, because that might be easier to start with. And we can go further, but this topic at this moment, I don't want to go too into it, because anyway, we said we'd stick to this topic. Look around you and see how that suits you. And then take a snapshot of it, work with it, edit it again, take a snapshot, and then see what your progress is like.
Good points. It's really important to know who's around you, not just what's around you. Cool. Next one, learn to say no. One of the things that often happens, especially for those of us who may have some people-pleasing tendencies, we will always want to say yes to everything. And there are certain things that we should say yes to. However, there are also certain things we should say no to. If it doesn't excite you or speak to your passion, to your inner values, to your mission in life, and it takes you off focus or off task of what it is you're trying to accomplish or to bring to the world, it's okay to say no. It's okay to say, this doesn't serve, but I know somebody who can help you with this. So learn to say no.
And giving you the other perspective, you know what I'm going to say. Say yes to growth opportunities. When you say yes, it opens up new challenges and opportunities. So think about, if you hear of an opportunity and you say no to it, you've just closed everything off. If you do say yes, allow your mind to open up. At the same time, think about how you feel. Does this empower you, knowing that you said yes to something and you're going to do it? You're going to go for it. You'll take a stretch. If somebody asks you to do something and you say yes, you affirm them as well. So you basically create this cohabitation, an environment. And it's safe. You can fail, you can succeed, and you can get up and try again, just like you did when you were learning how to ride a bike. So I will vote for know when to say yes.
Nice. And it is important to have the discernment of when to say no and when to say yes. It's a skill to learn and to pay attention to what's going on within inside of you. And that speaks to emotional intelligence, which is one of the foundational aspects of business, as a matter of fact. We often don't think of it this way. Business, though, ultimately is about relationships, of how we connect with one another, how we meet people, how we care about those around us, not just in our personal life, but also in our business life. Because ultimately, it's about human connection. So brushing up on and improving our soft skills is going to help you move ahead, both personally and professionally.
Thank you. Great points. I want to talk about protecting your time. I am so crazy about time management. Like, I am a maniac about it. If you're a maniac about it, you could say I'm passionate about it. But really protect your time. Know that you need to have you need to prioritize your time. You need to have the ability to do this. If you don't, and you find yourself, before COVID, people who would come into a meeting and they would be late, and you'd say, oh, what happened? And they tell you what happened. And now we're in COVID and those same people showing up late. And what's happening? Oh, there's another. So prioritize your time so that you can be where you want to be, when you want to be, experiencing, choose your own experience. We want you to choose your own experience here at B.U.Network, on B.U. Lives. Choose how you experience it. And when you do that, be there fully so that you can have your attention, give your attention to the subject at hand. Mm-hmm. So when you are tackling your work and with your project, it's crucial. You have a timeline or a deadline. We run a podcast. We have to start, we have to finish, we have to edit, we have to publish, we have to, let me tell you, protect your time, because if you do things that are on a timeline, you really can't say, well, I'm not too sure. Demonstrate your focus and your commitment to what you do. Others are watching you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It matters. Peter's looking at you. People are looking at you. Who's Peter?
Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Peter, you're here. Yeah, we know you're looking at us, and thank you for doing that. When you master time management, and you can master it. I will guarantee you, if you work at it, you will. When you master it, you will know how your day flows. You'll know what's going on. Fixing my camera.
Fix your camera. It's a live stream. Go for it.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, master your time so that you can give the best that you can to what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And remember, how you do anything is how you do everything.
So true. So true. That is very true. The next thing is about becoming more self-aware. Now, many of us think of self-awareness as knowing ourselves, and that's a part of it. It's also knowing what our strengths are, what are areas that aren't as strong. Some people call them weaknesses, but I think that has a negative connotation. So areas that we could be stronger in. Also becoming aware of what our thoughts are, our beliefs, our motivations, and our values. Being honest about what we want, what our skills are, and what matters most to us. We could go into the 80-20 rule, right? Focus 80% of your efforts I just did that back. Focus most of your efforts, 80% of your efforts, on what brings you the most of your business, right? Don't focus on the small things that don't bring you a lot. Like they often say, 20% of your audience is going to bring you 80% of your income. That's something that we often don't think about. We try to focus on that 80% that we're not bringing us a lot of money, but what if we focus more on the people who are already connected to us? And then self-awareness isn't only just about knowing who we are and how we physically, mentally, and emotionally move through the world. It's also about our energy and how it affects others. One of my mentors, Donnie Epstein, has said, you are 100% responsible for the energy that you bring to any experience. So be very aware of your own energy as you move into a room, as you move into a conversation, as you engage with people. Be aware of the energy you're bringing to that situation.
Yes, great point. So that way, when you say someone is down, maybe it's a reflection of what you're bringing into the room. Allow your curiosity to lead the way. Be curious. Think of a little kitten. Think of a little puppy. Think of a little child. Think of that pure curiosity. You wouldn't discourage another person from discovering anything. So think about yourself. When you're curious, you're more alert, you're more aware, you're open to ideas. You choose your own experience. You're open to possibilities. You invite them. You energetically invite them. Being open to meeting new people. I heard someone say yesterday, I'm open to meeting new people. And they are, and they were, and they made themselves available. So say it and then back it up. Make sure that your mindset is not backdated or outdated. So when you're going forward and you're using your curiosity and you're going to implement, maybe you want to be more curious because you haven't been. Know that you will open up your mind. You will allow those limiting beliefs to go out the window. Make room for your highest and your best self. Be open, be curious, and know that this fuels us. If you're not too sure how to approach that, give us a chat. We'll talk to you about it. You're muted.
We'll talk to you about a lot of stuff if you want.
Yes.
All right, number 10. We're already at number 10. Wow. I don't even know if I need to say anything about number 10.
You don't.
How about this? Number 10, smile more. It puts others at ease, makes you more magnetic, attractive. It inspires confidence in others and trust. It's good for us. We get a release of endorphins, and it's also physiologically impossible for somebody else not to smile back at you, even if it's just a little of the mouth or very imperceptible. Even the most curmudgeonly person will have some inkling of a smile in response to your smile. It's contagious.
Curmudgeonly. Look, I need a dictionary to talk to you.
Curmudgeonly.
Curmudgeonly. All right. I didn't know I needed to open up another tab when you're talking. And there you lead us right into get creative. Creativity. It's the ability to perceive the world in a new way and learn new words and find hidden patterns and make connections between seemingly disparate things. Generate innovative solutions. So think about if you're a leader, you're becoming a leader, you're a new leader, you're a seasoned leader. You need to open your mind. You need to have a place where you yourself can foster that, hold your sacred space, ask big questions, pay attention, be open-minded, and set time aside for your mind to wander. I often say, I just need some time to sit and think while my camera slides. I need some time to think, to process, and don't be afraid to take risks.
Good points, all of them. I go back over here to the comments and let us know in the comments, whatever. Let us know in the comments what your favorite one of these particular points are, whether you're watching us live or, again, watching us on the replay. We're interested in having a conversation with you, so let us know and we'll get back to you for sure. Number 12, practice empathy. In other words, put yourself in somebody else's shoes. Think about others first, seeing them as the human being that they are, rather than the means to an end of a transaction or a task. There's a lot of great people out there who we would consider leaders, like Simon Sinek, Oprah Winfrey, Gary Vaynerchuk, who all talk about empathy as an essential leadership skill. When we start to practice empathy and engage with it more and cultivate it as a skill, we can better understand our customers, our colleagues, our partners, and allow those insights to then better serve and communicate with them.
You're a very empathetic business partner. Thank you for that. That was an excellent point for you to give. Be brave enough to use this 4-letter word, help. You thought I was going to say something else.
I need somebody.
Yeah, we can't sing too much, right? View the vulnerability as a strength, not as a weakness. Sometimes I hear people say, I don't want to ask for help. Okay. When we find the courage to ask for help, modeling vulnerability, it creates a positive ripple effect. So think about this. If you're one of those people who says, I do not want to ask for help, I don't like asking for help, I want to do it myself, or I want to figure it out for myself. Okay. We give others permission to do the same, create a culture and an environment of openness and collaboration. Think about that. Think about the others that you lead right into your life. When you do what Dr. Energy did, smile and lead with empathy, which enhances the connection and communication, don't you want to build trust? So if you want to build trust, be able to ask for help.
It's so important. And so many of us are afraid to use that word, help. It's that simple. There's always somebody that's available to give you a hand, to help you through something. And that leads right into changing our perspective. How can we shift how we view ourselves, our career, the world? Because it affects the story that we tell ourselves and the story we tell others. Gary V, otherwise known as Gary Vaynerchuk, we mentioned a moment ago, cites it as the quickest path to success and happiness. In fact, he said that if there's anything I could wish on you more than my work ethic or my energy or my charisma, it would be the mindset and perspective. So much of our lives is predicated on how we look at the situations that surround us. If we are conditioned to seeing, that's the end of the quote, if we're conditioned to seeing the world like this all the time, we're always only going to see just what's here. We can't see what's over here. But if we suddenly start to do this or this, and our perspective starts to stretch, we see the world in new ways. We're able to be more open. One of my favorite quotes, the mind functions best like a parachute when it's open.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good one. Move past your fear and stop hiding. Okay, think about that. Fear is a very powerful emotion. If you know that you're afraid of something, tell me, does it stop you dead in your tracks? I often talk about a bridge being down and a bridge being up. When it's up, it's like being in front of a brick wall. The real damage comes from the inaction that fear enables. Avoid things that make you uncomfortable at all costs, right? That's what we do. We avoid it. Like, let's not go there. What does that do to our growth? Do you think that helps us to grow? But if I'm afraid of it and I don't go near it, then I'm not going to be uncomfortable and I'll be cool with that. But there is absolutely no growth in that status quo. Sooner or later, that caution and those fears that prevent you from getting hurt or put on the spot, think about water that just sits there, stagnates, and it will stagnate us. And what happens to stagnated water? Like, what grows in that? Nothing really good. Everything you ever wanted is sitting right on the other side of fear. You know that expression, grass is always greener on the other side? Well, when it comes to fear, everything you ever wanted is on the other side. So it's really time to stop hiding. And I like these 3 words. Go for it.
All right. Well, let's go for it. So often we think this, and this ties back into changing our perspective and practicing empathy. So often we believe or think or feel that everybody else communicates and sees the world the same way that we do. And we make the mistake of focusing our connection attempts, our sales pitches, our communication in our own style and not paying attention to our intended audience. So understand these 4 words. It's not about you. Putting others first and adopting a service mindset will help improve your communication and connection. It'll help you establish trust naturally and deepen the relationships that you have with people and naturally build your business.
Yep, I like that. It's not about you. Let's learn to be more charismatic. Do you ever meet someone and you say, well, that person has a lot of charisma? Charisma is more about being engaging. Let me start that over. Charisma is more than being engaging or witty. It's more than that. It's more than making someone laugh. It's more than having a sharp answer. Think about when somebody pays attention to you. And when you're speaking, they are looking at you and they are listening and they are not wandering, and you know that you have their full attention. So we're attracted to people who truly listen to us. We're attracted to people who give us their undivided attention. Think about that when you're focusing on someone and when they're focusing on you. And how do you feel? You feel good, right? We offer unwavering attention and trust to those who pay attention to us. That's what you give back. We give that back to somebody. And that's when you know you have somebody who's paying attention to you, when they're giving that to you. So at its essence, charisma is not about how well you're liked or your ability to tell a good story. Instead, the real power of charisma has to do less with you and absolutely everything. Everything. Let me say it again. Absolutely everything with how you make others feel.
Beautiful. Yeah, and you mentioned couple great words in there: attention and trust. And that's our next point, is focusing on that attention and trust. And as Seth Godin has said, that the currency today for anybody who wants to make change right now is attention and trust. And they work together in a virtuous cycle. You don't get the attention unless you're trusted, and you don't get trusted unless you get people's attention. And how do you do that? Connect with people, be empathetic, communicate in their style. You could talk and slow down like I'm doing right now, or you could talk really fast. Like my natural pace is actually much quicker than this. I'd like to really speak quite quickly sometimes, especially when I'm very passionate about things. But for somebody who needs a little bit more time and some pauses to assimilate the information, they're going to miss the information and they'll feel some kind of disquiet about that. So by building trust, paying attention to others, being of service so that your audience, your connections, your relationships can connect with you more fully, we can build that attention and that trust in that virtuous cycle.
Excellent. I was focusing on you.
Before we go, one more thing.
Yes.
3 more points to go. We're down to the last 3.
Awesome.
I can't believe it's gone that fast.
When you say the last 3, does that mean that I'm not on that on
No,
number 19?
you're on number 19. Yep.
Yeah, of course. I'm like, wait a minute.
There's 21 points. Yep.
I thought that was code for look out where I'm
No,
coming
no,
from.
no, no, no.
Yeah. Oh, and this is right here. Become an excellent listener. Listen. Listen very well to what's going on and do not doubt yourself. So Richard Branson sums it up and he says these really powerful 5 words: listen more than you talk. How are you going to apply that to a networking meeting or a business meeting? Listen more than you talk. The benefits of listening are numerous. Can you think of any? Do you listen? Can you think of any times that you have listened and have a benefit? Active listening demonstrates respect, builds trust, makes people feel valued. Well, I can't make you feel anything, but you certainly will feel better if I am listening, active listening. It creates this cycle. We naturally gravitate to those who listen to us, sort of lean into it. And when we feel heard, we open up and we share. You can use the exercise and say, well, what did you hear about what I said? And then you can tell me and I can say, yes, that's what I said. And then we can move on. Or you can be the kind of person that just, keeps talking and don't really look for feedback. But I recommend that you listen, you share. Think about this as if you're in a leadership position. It allows you to learn about things that are good and bad. You don't only want to hear the good things. You need to hear what's going on. How do we correct things? How do we make them better? In Toastmasters, we would call that a growth point. We need to have some critical thinking. So when we're listening and we're leaders, we can discover new ideas and opportunities because we can detect what is going on. Then you can use your skills to become a creative problem solver. Potential problems, when they're still in their infancy, can be corrected, and they do not have to end up as disasters. So if you're actively listening, you can maybe catch something early, as opposed to not paying attention, finding out when it's too late, like something fell and smashed or crashed, or the markets went down, or your money is here and it should be there. So listen actively.
Awesome stuff. All right, we're getting there. We're almost done. Thank you for bearing with us. And maybe that's not bearing with us. Maybe you're totally right along with us. In fact, that's what we hope, that you're right along with us. Number 20. So it's like, now I feel like I'm doing the jazz hands again. Embrace CCD. One of my mentors was fond of saying, no one can anchor to an unanchored mind. And what he was talking about was these 3 points, CCD: clarity, consistency, discipline. When we are clear about who we are, what we're doing, the services we provide, the niche audience that we're serving, it allows people to have a clear sense of what we do and how we can help them, or how we can help somebody that they know who needs the solution that we're offering. Consistency is about showing up in that same way. Some people call it, I call it integrity. Showing up as that day after day, time after time, week after week, like we're doing with these weekly live streams, like we do with our weekly podcast. Showing up consistently. And then discipline. Without having the discipline and the discernment to say yes and no to different things, will end up being all over the place. And it dilutes the power of the clarity and the consistency. So be disciplined about what you do. Don't water down your offerings. Be solid.
Be you.
Be you, exactly.
Take action now. Number 21. Okay, think about that. Take action now. I remember when Bob Golden said, remember, Joe, you were at our condo downtown Toronto.
Yeah, I remember.
Golden. And we said, what would you have done knowing now what you know now? What would you have done before with what you know now? And he said, take massive action. Take action now. Taking action is the one surefire antidote to combat career anxiety, doubt, and fear, because action begets action. When you use your awareness to make action an intentional habit, when you use your awareness, you train yourself to continue to take action. Because if you're not taking action and you have no process for that, then you will be in that same place. Over time, and it will take time, the small behavior changes will creatively shake things up. Now, you may not want to do that. You might say, I'm really cool with not taking action. But if you do choose to take action and take action now, you know that that will give you a different outcome. We will breathe life into your old routines. Do we want to stay exactly the same? I don't think so. And you combine focus with action. A newfound clarity will bring you something even better. Guess what this is going to bring you?
Right. I don't know.
Success.
Tell us.
Oh. Success. I'm telling you. It will bring you success. You could read what we have discussed with you today, and we can talk about it. These points were really important to us, and we live by them. And if we miss one or two, we can remind each other. We can go back to this live and we can watch it again. Hopefully this information was information that is useful and pertinent to you in your life. And no matter where you are in your career or in your day, you know that we could always do one little thing that can change it, not only for us, but for someone else. And think about what we do for others. You're muted, Dr. Energy.
Technical,
Ta-da.
right? Ta-da.
I read your lips, though. I knew what you said. That's a new part of our live. We're going to ask you to read our lips.
Actually, I didn't have my mic muted. I was just goofing with you there at that. That's part of live streaming, right? Is you make these little mistakes and you make fun with it, you have fun with it, and everything. It happens. Nobody's perfect. Just take action, right?
Yes.
So, and I saw that Ingrid gave us a heart. Thank you, Ingrid, and welcome again. We appreciate you being here and your continued support. It's awesome that you're here. And we miss you.
We look forward to it. Yeah, you know, we look forward to you, Ingrid. We actually, it's like we can see Ingrid on Thursday at our live or communicate with you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, we do miss seeing you.
So the inspiration for today's live stream came from this article that we found in Forbes. I'm just sharing that in the chat right now. And you can go and read it more yourself if you like. Or you can just watch the video again, because we gave our own little twist, if you will, on the article. So,
Dr. Energy, can we talk real quick in the next 2 minutes about our YouTube channel?
Absolutely, we can. Go ahead. Why don't you talk about it first?
Okay,
I'm giving you. You got the last word on all the 21 points, so I want to have the last word on the YouTube channel.
Okay, good. I really hope you would. Okay, thank you so much. Because I want us to direct people. So as you know that we've recently opened a YouTube channel, and some of the rules from YouTube are, in order to name your channel, you think, well, that's easy. I'm going to open a YouTube channel and I'm going to name it B.U.Network. Well, no, you're not. It's named AB123CJZ, whatever that is.
I just put it in the comments. Yeah.
Yeah, that's our channel. And until we get 100, organic likes, there's a little bell, please ding the bell, until we get 100 likes, only then can we name our channel. So we have this channel for 2 weeks, and we haven't been sending out too many heavy duty messages, but we would like to get to 100 so that we could name the channel. Now, I do want to explain that we'd like you to do that organically. Please like it, hit the bell. Your IP address does make a difference. So, we love that you love us. Tell someone. We're at 47, 48, 49. Tell one person, ask one person. Now, we don't want you to ask anybody and everybody. We'd love them to feel that this is, Dr. Energy doesn't care. We want them to feel that
the more the merrier. Because ultimately we want to go to 1,000 and beyond, right? So
that's right. We want to give them value. I think the first 100 are important. So yes. I want to say that we do have this YouTube channel, and we would love your support. And if you have something you want us to support you with, please let us know. All right. Please have the last word, Dr. Energy.
So on our YouTube channel, what we're doing with from these Facebook live streams is, yes, you can find them on our Facebook page, but you kind of have to go searching for them. So what we're doing is we're taking these live streams and we're clipping them a little bit. We take the timer off the beginning of it, so you don't have to sit through 10 minutes of us gabbing and just kind of welcoming each other and that kind of thing. And we're condensing it and putting it all on YouTube. So it's all in one place. You can find it all in one place. So we're basically repurposing the content. And also with this, what we'd also like to say is that if you find this content valuable and you'd like to support us in producing more of it, because let's face it, it does take time, effort, resources, equipment to produce these, you could buy us a coffee.
I love that.
I'm going to put that link. I'm just going to drop. How do you do that? Well, you go to this link here that I'm dropping in the comments right now. You go to this link and you can buy us a coffee. And we'd love to have a coffee.
I'm over here. How's that work?
There you go. Just click on the link on buymeacoffee.com/bu.network. Oh, sorry, B.U.Network. See, I'm already naming our YouTube channel.
You are.
And you could buy us a coffee and we'd love your support.
So Dr. Energy, does this mean that I have to meet you like in Kingston or something?
No, it's all online.
Oh, okay. So in case you're wondering, it's all online. So then we could actually have that coffee right here, and we'll thank you for buying us a coffee, and we will be able to publicly show our gratitude to you and whatever it is that you do, so that we could promote and encourage you to continue. And if there's something you'd like to know about what we've just done today, if there's any part of this that you'd like to implement and understand how to put that into your wheelhouse, get with us. You know how to reach us.
You know, as we grow this, you know, I saw this done once on a live stream. So at the end, they actually had an end credit roll to their live streams. And so depending on what level you supported their channel at, you were a producer, you were a creator, or you were a supporter. I thought it was kind of a fun way of acknowledging the people who supported them. And oftentimes the names they were putting up there were the names of other people's YouTube channels or their business, or instead of just their name. So it's another thing to, we're thinking about doing as well.
I like that.
Well, we gotta have fun. We gotta have fun with it. So
I have to tell you a secret of mine. I know I have 1 minute to tell you.
Okay, go for it.
My secret dream has always been to be the wardrobe designer on a set.
Okay, I'll see what we can. So now you're asking me for something else again. We just talked about that earlier. Yeah, that's what you do, right?
Yeah.
And like a good partner, husband or not husband. Like a good partner, though.
Business husband.
You support, yeah, business husband. Yeah. Hey, David.
He's happy.
Yeah. Like any good partner, you support your partner's dreams and goals. Doesn't matter what it is, because you're supporting them. And that's it.
Thank you. And it's mutual. I never told you that. And I just thought when you talked about the
wardrobe
credits,
designer. Okay.
Wardrobe designer.
I'll see what I can do.
All right. Thank you for that. Thank you to everyone for watching and being here and catching the replay. Put some comments in the chat down below. Let us know where you're from, what part of the world you're in, and if you're watching the replay or you're live. And join us next week. We're going to be talking about what your audience expects from a presentation. As a quote from Jerry Adele says, that there's a surprisingly low bar that many people have for a presentation. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Okay. Same bat time, same bat channel. See you then. Have a great week. All right. Hey, Joe. Good to see you here too. It's my mom. Oh, hi. I'm like, who's that? Hi, Mom. Lucky you. Supporting us, right? It's so nice. It is so nice. Really. That is awesome. All right. We'll see you next week. Ciao. Ciao, Bellows and Bellows.